Hello, I'm Ndimyake, Mwakalyelye.
And I'm Vincent Makori. This is In Focus.
Nigeria's incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan is holding a commanding lead in the nation's presidential election on Monday. Nigeria's Independent Electoral Commission has Mr. Jonathan winning more than 20 of the country's 36 states, with his chief rival Muhammadu Buhari winning 7 states.
Authorities say allegations of vote rigging sparked riots in the northern part of the country. Security was tight at polling stations across Nigeria, which has a history of voter fraud and election violence. President Jonathan dominated the vote in the mainly Christian south, and Buhari won in the Muslim north. If the final results hold, Jonathan will avoid a runoff, since a candidate needs only a simple majority and at least 25% of the vote in 24 of the 36 of the nation's states.
Now, as the vote counting continues today, joining us to provide more perspective on the elections in Nigeria is Voice of America's Chinedu Offor, who is in Nigeria. Chinedu, obviously this huge lead by Mr. Jonathan is not really a surprise to many, is it?
It's not a surprise to many in Ndimi. What may be a surprise would be the number of votes he's getting up north. Remember, prior to this time, there was a huge debate over the north and south, who gets what or who gets to run for the presidency. The fact that he's doing so well in the north is a surprise.
Now, you know, there's a whole team of observers there monitoring these elections, and they've ruled that these were the cleanest elections that have been held in Nigeria. So how legitimate is the North's allegations of vote rigging and also these threats of maybe violent outrage?
Well, Ndimi, as we speak, the president has summoned all state governors, 36 state governors, to Abuja for an urgent meeting that would discuss the security fallout of this election, and also to tell them to do something about what is turning out to be preparations of violence in the states as we look forward to Tuesday for the governorship election. Mr. Jonathan, this is about the first election he has held on his own. So it's doubly significant for him that he's won, or he's going to win his first presidential election. And he has also conducted what is termed to be the freest election in the history of Nigeria. So government officials are hoping that violence will not mar the peaceful nature of the election.
But now, as we mentioned earlier, in the north, there are these threats of a violent outbreak. What do you see happening there?
And everybody hopes that won't be the case, because other tribal leaders or warlords or militants, if you will, have already served notice. They're saying that the government should pretty much do something quickly to stop any violence, and they are talking of retaliating if such is carried out. We're talking of the men in the Niger Delta, and we're talking of the movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra or Masab in the southeast. So everybody's waiting and hoping that this thing does not get out of hand.
Now, Chinedu, leading up to these elections, how would you have described the mood? Of course, we spoke with you on Friday, where you were saying that there was, a lot of security trying to ensure that it was peaceful. Can you just give us a sense of how that developed over time?
Well, Nigerians appear to have gotten used to Mr. Johnson's promise that elections are going to be free and fair, and there'll be lots of security people on the streets. That still appears to be the case. I've been to Offor in the southeast of Anambra State. All over, everywhere, as you travel along the road, you see checkpoints manned by police, members of the military, and other paramilitary forces. There is visible security on the streets. For the north, I don't know how much that is, because I'm in the southeast. But over here, people are confident. Security has worked. It has restored confidence in the people's ability to go out and vote without fear. But we just have to wait and see what happens next week, when the governors who control part of the security in the state, whether they're going to use it to either intimidate their opponent or try to win and stay in power.
Well, thank you so much, Chinedu, for all that election update. Of course, Chinedu Offor is our correspondent in Nigeria.